But it is finally, Thursday has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemental. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We do this every Thursday. Here we come at you, episode 6. Let's do it. As I said, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. If you're watching on one of those streams, we truly appreciate you, and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Trust and believe it is a different world inside the Zoom. You're rocking with the best. I'm telling you. You want to know why? We are going to show you this evening why it's the greatest community in the world. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we would like to thank the Howard Gilman Foundation, the Poetry Foundation, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, and Education of America for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoom burst. The one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. That cat's all over the place. Trust and believe. Elemen2al.com is where you can find me. So many things going on, so much coming. Plug in. It's about to be bananas, for real. Tonight's theme, magnetized, polar opposites. You know, I want to hear what has you magnetized, right? What you just like, oh my gosh, no matter how far I go, it comes always back to you. Or is it always been with you because it's magnetized, right? Your Magneto stories, right? What are some, or the polar opposites, right? Some things that just seem like they would never be at the same place at the same time, but are always there, you know? Interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. If your work tonight is not on theme, that is totally cool. We are still looking forward to all of your incredible artistry this evening. All right. Next week's theme, bittersweet, the bright side. So I was thinking about this, right? We're looking at this dark chocolate, right? When people think about chocolate, it's usually the lighter, right? Because it's the sweeter. However, you get into the darker, right? Say it's richer, it's bolder, right? But it's less sweet. However, there's benefits, right? in anything, not just chocolate, lots of things. So that's what we're looking at next week. It's bittersweet, but it's the bright side. All right. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the poetry and all of the incredible artistry from all of the incredible artists that are in this building this evening. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a good one. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to make sure that this is a live open mic as much as possible, right? We want to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. So turn your cameras on, right? Freak out the backgrounds, right? But turn your cameras on as you're getting ready to rip. Have your art ready, right? If you're going analog, dog ear pages, pull up files in the digital world. If you're using music, if you're playing an instrument, before you jump on, in the left corner, well, it'll probably be up here. In the left corner, right? Make sure you click the button that says for musicians, all right? That is how you get down so we can hear all the things that are going on. We want to hear every single chord that you play, every single note that you strum or beat or drum. I want to hear it all. So please make sure your setting is rocking and your music is original, right? Original sound, original music, and we are good to go, right? No infiltration by the agents of the interweb, and we can keep going, all right? Poets, comics, musicians, 3 minutes, all right? 3 minutes to rock. Give you a 30-second intro. Let these people know how they can connect with you and all the things that you're doing. Make sure before or after you plug your information into the chat so people can follow you. Also, don't forget to change your Zoom name to coincide with how you want people to connect with you on social media. All right. We have reached night 30 for the babies, folks. I'm telling you, there are some explicit lyricists in this community. Some may even trigger some very heartfelt, very tough flashbacks, all right? But the proponents of our cafe were major proponents of the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship. Other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which I said not be tolerated, there is no censorship. Art, our art, is a living, breathing trigger warning. Thou hath been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they spill out a part of who they truly are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to open up and let all of that energy spill into our room, right? Don't worry about the noise, y'all. We're going to make this the rowdiest night of the week anyway. All of that energy is going to come back to you in the performance of every single artist that we hear this evening, all right? So when you see this, unmute yourself and let the world know we're getting down this evening. The list tonight is closed. All right, the main list tonight is closed anyway. Sign up begins 24 hours before the show, which will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. To sign up, you go to newyourekan.org, click on full events calendar. You click on the Thursday that you want to get down on, and you need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list, and they will not even populate until 24 hours before the show. Also going on, New Eurekan Bowery Slam Monday nights. If you're anywhere in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in. It's going down, believe it. Also at the Lower East Side Center, it's going down, believe it. Also, it just wrapped up, right? The free writing workshop hosted by La Bruja. Listen, if you get a chance to rock with La Bruja in one of those workshops, I guarantee you're going to come out with something that's pretty dope. All right. Also, the teen open mic is just around the corner. And the Grand Slam, which is going down tomorrow. If you're in the area, make sure you are plugging in. Featuring Tony McPherson, it is going to be bananas. It's going to be bananas. Make sure you plug in, folks. Tonight's list. Look at all these incredible poets that came to get down. And looks like we got some new voices in the building. Yeah. Let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. Great to see everyone. Oh my goodness. I look forward to seeing all of you incredible, phenomenal, beautiful creatives. Thank you so much for spending your Thursday with us. Let's get to it. I will post the list in the chat. But let's set it off this evening with our resident blacksmith. And I'm thankful every time we get to start off with our resident blacksmith because he lays such a magnificent foundation for our night. Please unmute yourself, sir. The one and only Michael Sindler in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always a pleasure, sir. Please set us off this evening.
Thank you, Elemental, as always. And it is absolutely fantastic to see everybody, so many good friends and great poets. I am going to start by saying go after this and or during, I don't care, and check out lighthousewriters.org, which is a fantastic resource for writers at any level. You'll find just all kinds of neat things on there. Can't recommend it highly enough. I thought I'd start with one that not exactly on theme, but is about as close to theme as I could find within my stuff. It's called Anchor. And not sure where I got this epigram, but people like you float away if they don't have anything to hold them down. She told him he was her anchor. He never understood what it was she meant. Was he keeping her from floating away or just holding her down, holding her back? She wasn't big on explaining. He gleaned very little from answers she gave. Was she trying to be evasive or just too polite or in the moment, unable to articulate? She wasn't there one morning. He hadn't a clue where she had gone. Was she floating skyward like an angel or sailing solo down a river, eyes fixed on the dawn? She told him he was her anchor. He never understood that she was really his. Was the space she left so empty and so silent and so heavy, the weight she'd cast aside? She told him he was her anchor. And I'll do it. As long as I'm into this sappy, I'll do another sappy. It's called Keeping Memories. Another simple thought. Silly, really. Faint and fragile memory. A funny little relic wrapped in soft nostalgia. A glance and turn of lip. Fingers curving in space, brought to surface, then reswaddled, tucked away, replaced in turn, one after another, dusted off to dazzle, prayed over in private, set back on the altar. Mind shelving moments, casually curated, the odd forgotten figure found nesting in the shadow of an alcove. Pristine edge still cuts, put back wet and slippery, no not to touch, too heavy to hold, too hard to let go. Closed lid on curio, fingertip to lip to case. Sad and simple thoughts. It's silly, really. Keeping memories. I thought I'd just do a haiku I call pulling weight. Big ideas are great, but it's the little ones pulling a lot of the weight. Okay, thank y'all very much.
Yeah, hey, the little ones, whoo, they get you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Sindler.
Woo, Michael! Woo-hoo.
What? Let's go. Yeah, work. Let's work, y'all. Let's work. Appreciate you, Michael Sindler, as always, sir. Bless you, bro, so very much for all that you do. Listen, this is why I call this gentleman the resident blacksmith, because he said, "Oh, I had to search through, my arsenal of magnificence. Oh, I know I got something, right? Because a blacksmith always knows what he has because he's always on point, and he has the nerve to say, "Hey, go and find these people because they help people." They help writers. They give writers opportunities. Like, come on. And he's a beat poet laureate. The one and only Michael Simba. Appreciate you, sir, always for coming through. Thank you. All right. Coming up next. Oh, there he is. I'm telling you, our week is about to come into alignment. I continue to say our week is not right until we get a song from the one and only Joski C. Let these folks know where they can find you, Joski. Always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Elemental, coming through?
Sounding fantastic as always, sir. You got it.
That's wonderful. Thank you. At Joski C. So, I read today that Florida universities have removed sociology from their core curriculum. How about that? This is something I wrote about the culture wars. This is called Uncomfortable. Can't teach history, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach science, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach geography, from sea to shining sea. Led by the lost, counting the cost, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach climate, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach about heat, makes them uncomfortable. Can't teach about the cold, frozen hearts of old. People were bought, people were sold, makes them uncomfortable. Switch off the lights, turn off the car, in the dark between the stars. Can't teach about slavery, that makes them really uncomfortable. They didn't do it, that was somebody else. Privilege of skin, doors that let them in. Jim Crow was the kin, feel it deep within, makes them uncomfortable. Switch off the lights, turn off the car, in the dark between the stars. Can't mention you, makes them uncomfortable. Because you're you, makes them uncomfortable. Florida can't say gay, there's rainbows every day. Makes them uncomfortable. Uncomfortable, makes them uncomfortable.
That damn Joski does it again. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski C.
It's like you're able, in your gentle way, to take on such important things and make it palatable for people to take in and hear.
You know,
that was really good work.
As Canadians,
Did you pull that off in one day?
Yeah.
Did you say you found out today?
Oh, I found out today that they pulled sociology from the
Oh, okay. The song is older.
Yeah, the song's a bit older. I've been singing this.
It
Yo.
fits. Wow. I love the minimalist.
Yeah.
It was so full and
The
so
truth makes
stripped down. That's not easy to do. Congrats.
Yo,
Yeah.
let me tell you, this is why I said I always feel like the week is always better and in balance when we get a Joski C song, right? Because Joski has everything that you heard the community just say, right? He has a way of getting right in there. He has a way of the melodies that he uses, right? The way that his words are written. I'm telling you, right? That kind of bothered me, Joski. So thank you. Thank you for, hitting me with it. And then you know what? Hey, we got it though, right? That's the beautiful part about it, is we got it, right? Coming back at you, Joski. What's up? Coming back at you. No, still no audio, Joski. Still can't hear you. Real quick, we're gonna make sure we get Joski back in here. He's the creator of this song that's got us all buzzing at the minute. Go ahead, Joski.
Hey, I just want to say happy birthday to my beautiful bride, Deneen, and also I'm quite honored to be joining some wonderful songwriters on February 8th for a Finn vocabulary production, Caught in Rhapsody. And so I'll try to put the chat. I'm not good at this stuff. I'm going to try to put the thing in the chat and see what's up. But I get to join some wonderful songwriters: Adam Granger, Lara Lynette, and Mr. Tessasomok. So should be good. It's on February 8th.
Nice. Thank you, Joski. Appreciate you. Happy birthday, Deneen. Listen, so many incredible aspects of our community. I'm telling you, it's all one just beautiful community. I'm telling you, you're gonna see why. Every aspect of it. I'm telling you. And here comes the next beautiful aspect. This incredible poet, author of Light Shadow Life, author of Let's Unmesh Life, a host of his own open mic, Let's Unmesh Life. This incredible poet has been rocking with us for the past few years, and I'm telling you, you will not forget when you hear him. The one and only Unmesh Mohitgar is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Unmesh. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
The Elemental, hello everyone. Whenever I come here, I feel recharged. Last week I was not able to come. Apologies for that. I'm Unmesh Mohitkar on Facebook and Instagram. Let's Unmesh Life is my open mic every Friday 9 a.m. New York 10:30 a.m. New York time. Please do join. I will put the link in the chat. Here we go. This is the old one, but yep. No. All is not fair in love and war. So many poems, movies, and books written about love. Love is business. Love is war. Love is fight. Love is flight. If love goes out of business, economies will tank. Love is searching in nothingness. Love, is it reality or just a chemical reaction to add flavor to life? The kissing, the missing, the loving, the cuddling, the fighting, the caring, the crying, the dying, the waiting. Don't get me wrong. I completely get it. Falling in love, love at first sight, love without boundaries, love song drenched in rain, love suffering in vain. All is not fair. All is fair in love and war. Love and war, 15th century quote, still used, misused, and abused. No. Everything is not fair in love and war. This favors the rich and the strong to hide their wrongs, sell their love songs, kick people like ping pong balls. It has ruined so many lives and countries. Empty people, lonely in jam-packed bazaars of loveless hearts. No, no, no. All is not fair in love and war. The romantic concept of love, myth for me. Love might exist or not, but I see lonely, forlorn eyes looking into infinity, in waiting. The search for love is immortal. Few people love the search more than love. Once love is found, search is dead. Imagine searching for something which might not exist. This is something very strong. The basic foundation of human society lie on something which might not exist at all. But still I say, all is not fair in love and war. My search for true love has taken me too far. So near, yet so far. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I told you, all right. I told you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Umesh for Hiko.
Nice. Always. Always the best, man. Love you.
Yeah. Nice. Most people love the search more than love. Oh, I like that.
Right.
That's nice.
Look, Umesh is like a love poet that doesn't write love poetry because he loves his poetry so much, right? Like I love that, right? Like I always feel your work, Umesh. Like Umesh was like the first energy cat around our community, right? Like Umesh always has that energy, right? And still, just even when he's talking about all is not fair and loud and war, what? How is business? You better believe it, right? If Lao goes out of business, economies will go out of business. Come on, man. Empty people and jam-packed bazaars. Come on. The search for Lao is mortal. Even though you may be searching for something that might not exist. Oh, I love incredible creative beings. You always put something on my brain to write about later. Thank you, Umesh, for always doing what you do. Make sure you are plugging in with Umesh. Join his open mic. It truly is a gracious space. Thank you, Umesh. Appreciate you. All right, coming up next, this new member of our community. Look, anytime they come through, I look forward to it because their stories are so real, right? Last time they were here, we got a story to their ex about how they're like almost their hero, right? I always look forward to what you do because it always comes from a very real place. Not that no one else does, but yours just always comes through very real. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing it with us. The one and only Dr. Z Page in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thanks. I feel like I'm a contradictory web of polar opposites. This is something I wrote this week. I wanted to workshop it here because I really want to do the New York and Bowery Slam. It's pretty freaking cool there. It's called The Closet Full of Toys. I've got words that open closet doors, bearing skeletons dangling from clothes hangers. Shoes are strewn across the floor, including the fuck me heels I never wore. I still keep those H-cup breast forms from when I identified as a cross-dresser. What do I hold on to them for? There's the box from an engagement ring I bought myself because who could love me? I hide or parade sex toys depending on my company. It was cozier here. Before, in my little dark space, peeking out a little. I needed a cesarean to save me, to cut me out like cancer. The pain of not being what my mother's womb expected. The walls were scratched in hasty decisions. I can't go back. I do and don't want to. It was so cozy before I entered the real world where my parents can't help me. Nighttime lampposts aren't bright, concrete too cold, and buildings encroach on my privacy. Everyone knows. I walk the streets in stress, getting laughed at, not knowing when the next shark attack will bite me with another hate crime. I hate that a self-proclaimed coke dealer beat me on a subway, because 911 comes and the police mistreated, not protected me. They reveled in thrusting their hips to expose unnecessary guns. Only time till I become someone they crusade to get off the streets. I hate that I've been refused service for not dressing femininely. Other trans women told me I deserve it because I'm not trans the right way. I hate that my partner has to listen to my trauma cry, an inner wail that never dies. Her stamina surprises me, her stability resounds me, her grounding soothes me. How do my H-cup breasts earn me a mister when I'm recognized? My surgeon said he could not make them any bigger. Over and over, my tough skin becomes a gendered blister. H, one more letter to I. I am a woman. I shouldn't have to hide. I felt that way for too long a time. I can take it. I have taken it. I keep taking it. You're not stopping me. I exist. But can I? How do I keep going? There's the tomato my father threw when I told him I'm gay. There's the wife who used this phobic system to steal my kid away. There was the fireman who unleashed the hose in front of a picture of his battalion. He told me none knew he screwed trannies like me. I put my hood on every time I entered and exited his apartment. I felt like a used condom. At least I left my closet. He would say, "Shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch," when his neighbors could hear us. I was too terrified to not let him finish on my H-cup breasts. How did I get to the point where I believe these people respect me? But I journey on while my powerful shields defend me. I'm a celebrity due to my gender identity in every neighborhood I enter. People see and take pictures of the true me on an NYC subway. They tell me I'm too beautiful not to. And there are many who love to play with my H-cup breasts, who pat my head with each miss or ma'am thrown me. I'm coaxed from my closet into a community, a chosen family. Now I only reach in to pull out the dresses which affirm me. I fixed my injured crib, blessed by a broken lullaby. I am lovable because I love me, even though I recognize I will sing myself to sleep after crying nightly. My eyes always on the closed closet door on which I hang a mirror to admire myself. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dr. Z.
Yeah, we admire you too.
Wow.
It's
Nice.
not just
Dr.
you.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
man.
Respect.
Powerful
One of the
stuff.
most
Come on.
courageous
Wow.
things I've heard here.
Did y'all see him stand
Yeah,
up though?
brave and
Did y'all
true
see
and
this
The
right here?
leading
Right?
edge is
Yep,
truly the
yo,
bleeding.
that's what I'm
everything.
talking about.
Thank you for teaching us.
Oh, for
That
real.
was one of the most courageous things I've heard here in a long time, Dr. Z.
Come on. That was direct from the Jedi Master. Listen, this is why we're here, folks. That's the work. All the other stuff that we like to play around with, right? We get to exercise, right? Like shout out subject matter. He says, work out in our lyrical gym, right? But that's the work. Not just being able to write it, but being fearless enough to stand up and proclaim it. Listen, I commend you for doing exactly what you're supposed to do, and that's speaking your voice. Exactly your voice, as loud as you need to speak it, as fervent as you need to say it, because we're here for it. Trust and believe, like you, and we're all excited about that. Like as soon as you stood up, I'm like, oh, it's about to go down in here. Like for real. The way you own your identity means everything. It doesn't matter what people thought about you. It matters who you are. Right? And who you are is a member of this community. Who you are is a pretty dope poet who just showed the world, I'm here, baby. I'm here, baby. Like it or not, you got to deal with me. And I appreciate that. Like you said, I can take it, right? My tough skin becomes a gender blister. What? What? They said that they told you that you're not trans the right way. Wow. Wow. How do I keep going, right? Right? Felt like a used condom, like, come on. Too terrified not to let him finish, right? I'm a celebrity due to my gender identity. Man. You know, again, like I said, y'all, that's the work, right? So now you can only reach into the closet and grab what you want because it fits you, because it's yours, right? You don't have to be scared or worried about none of that madness, because it's yours. Thank you, Dr. Z Page. Thank you, for real, for holding it down, for doing what you do, and speaking the truth all the time. Appreciate you. All right, look, let me shout out a couple people. I see Professor Platinum in the building. Shout out Doug Silver. Always appreciate that, Cap, for coming through. Thank you for sharing your energy with us. All right, I see a Michael Velez in the building. What's good? Scotty H is here. Natalie Murphy is in the building. Serene, what's good? Joan B in the building. Thank you so much for being here. Truly, all of y'all. Man, listen, this is what we do, y'all. Like this is more than just sharing art, y'all. This is building foundations and communities that I believe can last centuries from here, right? Because y'all are just that dope. All right. Coming up next, our resident fireman, fire for fireman, doing only what a fireman can. And I'm telling you, this dude, I'm telling you, whether you frying or not, his rhymes are always fresh out the frying pan. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. Eddie, always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Always good to see you too. Thank you for making me feel every color but blue. Thank you for pushing on through. Remember that we love and appreciate and adore you. All right. My name is, well, you already know my name is Ed Flametastic. I hope to make your lives a little bit bombastic. If you want to know some information about me, please look in the chat so I know where it's at. I have some new shit I want to spit, so I hope it's a crashing hit. This is called The Feisty Monsoon. Our souls lay bare, intertwined in the darkness of the bedroom. The deep melody is playing loud inside our hearts. Our seething ecstasies start to bloom under the pale moon. We felt arousing sparks to fuel our stimulating, unclad art. Our hungry eyes fixed while feeling the tingles up our spines. We were mesmerized by inner chant. Sexual creativity is dancing in our minds. The sexual healing started to enchant. Our moist lips taste the essence of passion. The wind was kissing our exposed skin. The air is igniting our tender, intoxicating satisfaction. Our naked souls gently transcend over again. We hug ourselves for the deep embrace, deep before it surged all around. We had bitter water going down our faces. The naked rush started to be unbound with echoes of naughty sounds. Your tip of the tongue felt like a sword, gently punctured the sweet spots of my staff. My heart was engulfed in emotional words. The thought started to erect my pulsing shaft. My tongue started playing on your inner sucking lips. Your legs trembled from lingering sensations. Your whole body took a little enticing trip. Your body vibrated for an inner, satisfying vacation. We quickly changed into a new, steamy position. We're grinding and sliding between our bodies. Our delightful, insightful, and passionate intervention, the inner adult rapture we lovely embodies. An astonishing cry was released from our lungs. We couldn't keep the upbeat lava from within. We can taste the salacious jolts enveloping our tongues. Our burning patience was wearing super thin. Your blossoms were dancing to a rhythmic beat. The sizzling wind was getting soft but tight. We felt the embers nibbling at our overjoyed feet. We kept going, going, and going with all our might. Our breaths were taken away. Our bones jumped out of our skin. The inner bells started to play what's going underway. Our souls descend and transcend over without end. The silences, the cries of feverish sex. The absence of thought was completely backwards. Every corner of our bodies started reflecting from the flex. Our weak bodies wanted to go forward, but they went downward. The staggering high went up towards our blank minds. The lustful sensations rampaging deep inside our loins. We kept riding and riding until our consciousness disinclined. The feisty energy was fueling our frantic groins. The wet pressure started to envelop by your soft walls. Our long, measured strokes are slowly, steadily going up. The sheer rapture bombarding our bodies made us fall. Our naked, moist bodies start to slump. Our bodies rest entwined in the quiet of the room. Our pumping hearts swell like swollen balloons. Our loins and parts went bloom. The days and the days quietly and quickly resume. A sexual high flowed throughout the crimson sky. We have reached that holy peak. What a surprise as we saw the orange sunrise. The luminous sunlight started to leak. Our bodies remained motionless and still. Our hands grasped each other with the warm sheets, the escaping of chills and thrills, the outer snooze of our comfortable retreat. Thank you.
And I'm telling you, that dude never ceases to amaze. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Eddie, fantastic! Yeah.
Never fails to make our
what-
hearts
what-
grow and feel bigger.
Nice. Much respect.
No doubt. No doubt. Listen, I've always appreciated you, Eddie. And even more so these days, man. Again, you stay dedicated to who you are, right? And getting better at it every day. Listen, man. It's some heaters in there, right? Tender, intoxication, satisfaction. Like, come on, Eddie, right? Echoes of naughty sounds, sure, right? Felt the embers nibbling at our overjoyed feet. Ooh, come on, man. Come on, man. Lustful sensations and the sheer rapture. Like, yo, man, I hear you. You strumming some notes, Eddie. For real, man. Thank you, Mr. Poetastic, for always rocking with us, man, for always sharing your creativity with us. We truly appreciate you, man. All right. Coming up next, Baba in the building. This incredible creative comes through, and you never really know what kind of instrument he's going to play. If he's going to play one, maybe not. I don't know. It's going to be a poem in there somewhere. This cat, I'm telling you, prepare for the Ngoma experience. The one and only Baba Ngoma in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
This bloody business called music for Etta James, Don Cornelius, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, and Prince. Epigraph. You may not want to call it a conspiracy, but in my humble opinion, when famous artists' net worth becomes more when they're dead than when they're alive, their untimely death becomes very suspicious. If you look real good on a full moon night, They tell me you can see the buzzards circling Hollyweird when the spotlights go out. That's why it's called show business. But there's no show without the cash flow. So you're only as good as the platinum sale of your latest record. And the pressure starts long before the disc drops. On your mark, get set, bang! And the race is on to see if profit beats expenses to the finish line. Nobody gives a damn that it's all an illusion that you're stacking cash while drowning in debt, partying hard to wash away the pain of living a lie. Everyone wants to be the judge as the paparazzi collects photos where the exposure shows you're only human. The tabloids print lies about your life placed on the auction block, using the images like slaves, assassinating character, a case without a trial. Or like Tupac, you only have a record now that you have a record deal and more money to escape with drugs and booze and sex and pills and flashy cars and big mansions that took the place of family. Each night when the curtains close, there's a new town with a mint on your pillow, a new chauffeur, a new limo, a new stage and another spotlight waiting. Producers, hangers-on and bill collectors shape-shift into vampires, sucking creative blood from veins. Welcome to the dark side with everyone begging for a ride on your merry-go-round. Life becomes a circus, but the credit card's maxed out. Nobody told you that the royalties are done. You don't own the rights to the songs, too high to read the small print in the contract. As everyone wants to be the judge and the jury of how a well-paid doctor and a handful of pills were the answer to the question that nobody took the time to ask. Meanwhile, the producer counts the cash before they pull your dead, drenched carcass from the pool, and the beat goes on. Ka-ching.
Yo, this cat right here, man. Yo, unmute yourself, give it up for Ngoma.
It doesn't get better than that, folks.
Popular.
That's
Yeah.
because it gets.
You got that right,
Ngoma
Michael.
means music.
Another great,
Ngoma means
another great
song
from Goma.
in
Jan,
Zulu. So
absolutely
that
phenomenal.
is
That was beautiful.
exactly what he
Great
does.
piece.
So much respect.
And you
The
shed light
artistry
on
that
my-
puts art to shame.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow.
Total respect.
Amazing.
Oh, let's
All right,
go. Y'all are amazing. Like just to be around y'all is inspiring. Y'all gotta know that. Oh, y'all gotta know that how inspiring you are. Your genius knows no bounds. That's what I've learned hanging out with y'all. Your genius knows no bounds. When you do what you do, sir, you really channel a lot of ancestry. I can't say ancestors because there's more to it than just beings that you channel when you play. Whether it's the piano, whether it's whatever instrument is in with arm's reach, it seems like, right? Whichever one, he's like, okay, that one seems cool. How about that one? Maybe this one, maybe that one. But I appreciate how passionately you approach each one. And then how you have the nerve to talk about buzzards circling Hollyweird. Like, come on, man. How are we not supposed to hear that, right? The pressure starts long before the beat drops. No doubt. A case without a trial, right? He said, you only have a record now that you have a record deal. And you get, unfortunately, right? I used to study that. Unfortunately, you're absolutely right. People get screwed over. Why? Because they're too high to read the small print in the contract. Come on, man. Appreciate you, Baba, always for coming through and sharing your incredible artistry with us. Thank you. All right, coming up next, storytellers are in the building this evening, y'all. I'm telling you, here comes one. Man, I like to call the Ike, of course, his name is Ike Waltz. I like to call the Vincent Price of poetry, author of Mirror, Mirror, the one and only Ike Waltz in the building. Listen, if you've never heard Ike Waltz, prepare yourself because he gets down at what he does and he's damn good at it. Ike, great to see you. Please take it away.
Once I was fascinated by the Scottish ballad, that seemingly endless flow of drama intertwined with obscure reality and surrealism, and where the soft darkness at the underside of our soul mixes so freely with the cold darkness of a drizzly January night. The Bold Raven, a postmodern ballade obscure, a magnetized excerpt of a much larger ballad. Son, what have we done to you? We gave you life, a crown, an orb, and a scepter. Why don't you talk to me? Son, what have we done to you? You took the regalia. I became the bold raven, and I gave my life and rescued you. To forgive a word so hollow, to forget a life so sorrow. Why don't you talk to me? Eyes and ears say no. Why don't you talk to me? I don't bother God, but somebody needs to open up to me. There is a bold raven high on a utility pole, somewhere inside the darkness of light. What do I see? Nothing. What do I hear? The raven in me responding. Son, I say, I can hear you. Son, I say, I am near you. Son, I say, it took a long time to see you as you are. I took a long time to be near you. Your call was coming like a song. A short day, a long night, a dead raven suffers in his fluffy feather bed, wilting away. I drown in laughter, I drown in sadness. I'm divided about reality. I'm split about the little time we had, and all that through the middle of my splitting head. It's like a long winter night. Darkness surrounds my soul, candlelight enlightened on the mend. I hide myself in a bundle of despair. Yes, I was there, always, for you. The bold raven demands, I want one eye of you. I want a little life of you, so that the other eye can see what I eat of you. It's time to follow me. It's time to swallow you and tie your mind with these black feathers of mine, the remaining shine of my dwindling past. Take my bold point of view. Watch me suffer, so you understand the all of you. Conveniently now, I caught up with me, so I like you to rip that other eye and let you feel the last joy I have, eating something of me. Giving birth, the right I never knew. The raven pecked and pecked and pecked, that one eye he swallowed. My point of view, now undivided, a rush of love. I feel for you, but I kept insanity, freedom, next to me. The bold raven called for me. Hi! He is waiting, and time is not for every free. Do stare in my hollow mind through that blooded hole, but I cannot forget anything and all of me smells like death. Now he flashes that surgical knife to cut into my white man's breast and serve me as turkey delight. And you, and whoever else wishes the day would come, would shut me up. Little pieces you can chew from that perfect poetry stew. In the shadow of my alone, the raven pecks my aged bones. Let me shred your last dream. How homesick have I been? And my drained heart will say, immigrant, let's dance for the last time. Let our Milky Way shine and advance. The bold pig raven has spoken. Not too soon, not too soon. The bold raven hides in a glistening garden hanging from a toothless summer tree with no life, lifeless. And he keeps screaming nothing that I can understand, but he repeats repeatedly. Son, please speak to me. Only yesterday, the Grim Reaper delivered pretty flowers for me. Thank you.
That's just deadly. Oh my goodness. Did I hear you had it in there? The Grim Reaper deliver flowers? Unmute your stuff. Give it up for Ike. Whoa!
Ike,
Nice,
yeah, that was
nice,
fantastic.
nice.
Wow,
So
that
those
raven,
Yeah.
is he like the
say some
brother of
of
the
the
Nevermore
lines that are
Raven?
just so endearing, like the undivided rush of love, the undivided rush of love. I just see like, where the dams split into two, like, and then there are certain places that are divided so that they can stem the flow, but the undivided rush of love is like the water just being allowed to do whatever it needs to do.
What he
So
said.
Exactly. Exactly.
Listen, I was thinking that same thing, not necessarily in the water sense, but that undivided though, that got me too, Zonkonto. Thank you for sharing that, right? For making it earthly, right? For showing how that water flows like that, right? But when it's undivided, right, it gains power. For some, now it's not divided, trickling off into different directions, right? It got me too, because he said the raven took his eye. Now his sight is undivided. Like, oh, what? What? That's just a sick one. I love sick lines like that. He said it's a magnetized excerpt of a much larger ballad. I love excerpts that just blow you away because it just makes you want to read the entire joke. Like, was that in the middle? Was that at the beginning? Like, what came before that? And what, if anything, is coming after that? Like it's just amazing things like that, right? Don't listen. I saw Dr. Page jumped on that line too, right? I don't want to bother God, right? But someone needs to open up. Like, what? What? Oh man. You do what you do. Again, like I told y'all, storytellers in the building. Ike is one of the best of them. Appreciate you, Ike, for always sharing your artistry with us, man. Thank you. A very valued member of our community, as with everyone else. But I'm just saying, that cat's dope. Told you, storytellers in the building. Here comes the next one. The most eloquent writer I know, all the way in the UK, stand up crazy late to share all of his genius with us. The one and only Lantern Carrier in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Lantern. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, my brother. In the chat, magnetize polar opposites. You catch my attention, and I am drawn towards you like the moth is to the flame. Only your fire evolves from an ineffable sweetness that enchants the soul, bewildering the passionate lover in my heart. Yet I struggle with the demons within me, ancient ghouls that still haunt me like shadows, alluring me into the ephemeral nature of the flesh and its wanton desires, pushing me into a destructive path, almost impossible to resist. The voice of my beloved calls me, come. I rise like a teenage Maya Angelou, only to fall in the bridge of sorrows and regrets that I created myself, the bed of nails that sting me like nettles. And in this chimera of life, I swing once again like a Libram pendulum. Still, you call, and for a while I repel my fears, the fetters that chain me to a loneliness I carry upon my shoulders like a dead elephant, march forwards as if enticed by the solace of a lusted moon, the rays of a sun I know I feel within, both pulling me towards my golden summers. Alas, the heart is weak, my attachment's intense, and the lure of Kamini Kanchana, Las Mujeres y el Oro, Women and Gold, accompanied by my bipolar nature, tussling as Dr. Jekyll and Hyde, doing light and shadows, until once again I fall into an abyss of insecurity and pain. Oh, love, you who never fail to compensate in my darkness, come, where are you in my hour of need? My beloved responds, saying that she hides as roses in my thorns, offers a flickering candle in my darkness, shines as a beacon of hope to me, a divine mariner in turbulent oceans. She says that she's there in the fields of war, in the trials and tribulations of those too weak to scream, yet alone run, that her adversity burns with the light of heaven, offering a GPS so I can return home, if only I knock on a door of compassion. Instead, I behave like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, too instinctive to be discreet. There is a winter within me, concealing the warmth of 100 summers, and in the war raged against my inner Goliaths lies concealed the accuracy of 1,000 slingshots of love. I'm like an inebriate, hands shaking at dawn, yet reaching for his next bottle. One caught in the illusion of ecstasy, still committing acts of aggression to ensure his next fix, unaware that his own heart is a citadel of astonishing beauty and unspoken delight. Chained to complacency and mental turmoil, I can only soak in the toxic poisons I see on TV, the untruths I drink from the media. Oh, love, take away this cross from me. Help me to adhere to the ways of paradise so that I will ultimately find my way into the portals of supernal bliss. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Yo, that line, it just, oh my goodness. Unmute yourself, give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Oh, the same.
Yeah, Lantern.
The
Yes.
same.
It is always.
Always a journey.
I rise
Always
like
a
a
journey.
teenage Maya
Always on
Angelou.
point.
Who even says that? I rise like a teenage Maya Angelou. Come on, man.
I know, right?
Come
I
on.
know, right?
Stop
Like,
playing.
yo, where
Ah.
this is what I love about creatives, right? Because this is what we do with the smallest of ideas, a pinhole of light, and we create a paradise. A paradise. Ta-dee! Happy birthday. Look, Lantern, what you do, sir, just the way that you do, right? Bewildering, the passionate lover in my heart. What? The ghouls that haunt you like shadows? He said, the voice of my beloved calls me. Come. Ah. Ah. This is somebody calling out this, man, right? This chimera of life, that imagery for me is so fitting. And thank you for putting that in my brain like that, for real. Carry across my shoulders like a dead elephant? Really? Alas, my heart is weak. A divine mariner in turbulent oceans, like too instinctive to be discreet, right? The war wages against my inner Goliath. Come on, Lantern. Like, thank you so much, man. You're just incredible. As I said, thank you so much for what you do and how you do it, and for staying up wicked late with us and rocking with us every Thursday. Thank you, man. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right. Coming up next. Oh, listen, every time I see this poet, I get excited, right? Because I get to ask them now and again in 6 months, and then 6 months after that, and 6 months after that. And I'm gonna make sure they remind you every single time you see them, the one and only Vex Lex in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Lex. Come on, you know what it is. Take it away. Great to see you.
Great to see you too, Elemental and everybody. Shout out to everybody. I'm Vex Lex. You can find me on Instagram, Vex Lex Poetry. I have a book out. It's called Ask Me Again in 6 Months. Plug in with me on Instagram to get a copy. I have 2 pieces tonight. The first one is called To Swipe or Not to Swipe. I think I'm addicted to swiping left or right in order to find Mrs. Right. Seeing face after face, is this the place I should be looking? Addicted to reading bios for something that sticks out. A quirky statement or a comedic line. Is she supposed to be mine? Will we tell our friends and family how we really met? Or lie about a chance encounter on the street somewhere? Instead of how we matched and I assumed you were the type who liked to be chased after. So I sent the first message, eagerly waiting for a response, constantly checking my phone for a notification. You finally wrote back, and we talked on the app for a while until we finally exchanged numbers, and the rest is history. If only it were that simple, if only love wasn't such a mystery. Sometimes I wonder if I accidentally swiped left on my person. I could only go back if I subscribe to the premium options. But I can't justify paying to find love again. And my last piece is called Frigid. To get used to touching a heart that's made of ice, you must get used to the feeling of frostbite. The teeth clattering, bone chilling, skin numbing, the shivers that do not escape you, but awake you. When her temperature's lower, you want it to go slower so that you can adjust, but you must come prepared because the cold isn't accustomed to playing fair. You cover yourself in layers while trying to undress hers, and sometimes you miss the warmth and could do without her being so rigid in her coldness. But it's up to you to step up your efforts with your boldness. Whether it's up to you or up to chance, you brave the weather, refusing to change your stance. Because freezing together sounds better than doing it alone. Thank you.
You know what I'm talking about? Unmute yourself, get it up for Vex Lex!
Yeah, excellent.
Lex is always
Spectacular. Swipe right on
that
that.
last
Yeah.
line, you know, freezing together is always better than doing it alone. Oh, stop playing. Stop
Yeah.
For
playing.
real, right?
Stop messing with my emotions. That was a beautiful last
line. Listen. I guess I'm gonna have to ask every 6 months. This month, listen. Vex Lex does this for real. I love where you went with that, right? To swipe or not to swipe, right? You said, did I accidentally swipe left on my person? But I can't justify paying for love. Again. Come on. Talk that talk, Lex. Frigid, right? The shivers that do not escape you, right? But the cold isn't accustomed to playing fair. Come on. Like, cold don't care about you, baby. Cold don't care. Don't have to play fair. Like Unmesh said, right? No fair in law and war. What? Come on, y'all. Come on. Thank you, Lex. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all plug in with Vex Lex. Get her incredible work. I'm telling you, Vex Lex is the dopest. Appreciate you. One more incredible artist, then I'm going to pass it over to RMT. This next incredible artist, oh my goodness. So very fantastic that I get to introduce this next artist. This beautiful planet continues to just orbit besides an incredible being and happens to be an incredible being themselves. The one and only Oshun Yoyen is here. Please unmute yourself. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you and an absolute pleasure. Please take it away.
Thank you. I can be found like everybody else on Facebook and Instagram. I do return my messages if you want to leave me one. I'm going to do a relatively short poem tonight. I'm sorry I didn't stick to the theme, but I didn't know what it was until a few minutes before. Anyway, the blues. I borrowed a blues riff and painted it into my sadness so it could rise 12 bars of hope in 3-5-7 bent notes as a prayer to happiness. Ain't nothing like the blues to make the bitter sound so sweet. The blues works in soul-creeping, soul-screeching, mood-altering guitar strings, echoing my imperceptible nuances of pain, where turquoise torches escaped the water in my tears. I stole the harmonic seventh, chiseled it into my emotion, singing, so it could ascend in pentatonic freedom towards joy. I coaxed call and response out of the hills to have someone to understand me, ring shout to keep me company, and indigo Ebo lamentations to help me release it all so my heart wouldn't grow heavy and die. The blues left me in sapphire solitude, nurtured in navy, and cradled in cobalt to heal, because it ain't nothing like the blues to make a prayer so potent or make the bitter sound so sweet.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshuyo.
And the way you explained, the blues, it wasn't even about the tears in the blues. It was about the happiness in it. Oh, that was nice. One love, respect.
So
That's what some music theory is.
I will definitely take responsibility for why Oshunyo Yin didn't know the theme this evening. My apologies. I got caught up with my class. Shout out to my students. I know I will make sure they don't watch this. But shout out my students. For real. So I apologize about that. However, your poem spoke exactly to what we're talking about because you magnetized to the blues. You see how that went? You raised them 12 bars of hope in 3-5-7, like, right? The mood altering guitar strings, they just be screaming, don't they? The turquoise torture, right? She said she coaxed call and response from the hills to have someone who understands me. What? What? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You got to feel that. Got to feel that because ain't nothing like the blues. Thank you, Oshunyo Yin, for all that you do. All that you do. Thank you. All right, y'all, before we move on, I'm going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, how you feeling this evening?
I am feeling okay. Thank you so much. What a powerful evening again. What a great turnout as well. I mean, everyone, all the newcomers here, welcome to the New Regan Poets Cafe. Thank you, Elemen2al, for hosting. Also want to give a big shout out to Dr. Z Page because we did meet Dr. Z in person at the Bowery Slam earlier this Monday, and I just want to say your performance on stage was as powerful as what we heard here today. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming to either in-person events, if you're in New York City, or online, and yet, if you're not in New York City and you do visit New York City, check us out. We do host many on-site programs as well. So for those who don't know me, my name is Ron Mark Thompson. I am the tech assistant here in the back end in the Zoom online open mic, as well as I'm one of the members of the program and operations team at the New Regan Poets Cafe. You may not get to see me or my fellow program team members a lot, but we do work in the background, to ensure all the tech and logistics, at all the venues, on-site, online is all taken care of. So that way our hosts don't have to worry about that, and our hosts can do a great job of hosting, and doing their thing. So we appreciate you all, and we will continue to be working, in the background to make our programs, as accessible to, for everyone as possible, and to continue, because as many of you know, our New Regan Poets Cafe's building is currently closed to the public, because it has to be renovated and reconstructed, literally from the basement all the way to the roof. We did receive a grant from New York City, and they will be breaking ground in just a few months. As of right now, we're still cleaning out the building, archiving everything, moving away to storage. But we are not, even though we are not doing programs in the building, as you know, we are holding them at many other sites throughout New York City, and we keep adding more and more each month, based on our schedule and availability. So on that note, let me share my screen here. And Elemen2al did mention the New Regan Bowery Poetry Slams, which are held every Monday evening, 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. That one actually was our first weekly offsite program that takes place nearby from the cafe at the Bowery Poetry Club on 308 Bowery, which is I think it's one avenue over to 2nd Avenue. If you've never been there, Dr. C can attest to that. It is amazing. So come on through if you can make it to that one every Monday. And as Elemen2al also mentioned, tomorrow on the last Friday of every month, last month we started our Grand Slam. So all the winners from Mondays, plus anyone else who wants to compete, is welcome to join us tomorrow, 26th of January, 10 p.m. in the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, which is on 47th Street in the Times Square neighborhood of Manhattan. La Brua will be hosting, our executive director La Brua will be hosting tonight's show, and next month we expect to have an announcement of a new permanent host. But in the meantime, in addition to her hosting tomorrow, we also have a feature tomorrow, Tony McPherson. And we increase the slam winner's price from $50 to $100. So if you are interested in slamming, you didn't get a chance to do it on Mondays, come on by tomorrow, last Friday of the month, 10 p.m. in New York City. And we follow that with the Twilight open mic right thereafter. Anyone who got a ticket can sign up for that as well. We are continuing our new open mics at the Lois Cider Center, which is on 9th Street, 6 blocks from the New Regan Poets Cafe. Sol Preem will be there next Wednesday on January 31st, and the last Wednesday in February on February 28th. And then in March, we're going to expand the programming at that site. We will give you more news about that. You may already buy tickets for either show. However, in the meantime, I know we didn't have a Women's Orators Wednesday or WOW this month due to a schedule conflict, but we're going to bring it back on the first Wednesday of next month, February 7th. At 6:30 p.m., which will be hosted by our executive director, La Brua. She actually started that at the cafe about 2 years ago. It is an open mic for women and women identifying persons, but we also welcome the men. You will be put at the end of the list if you sign up. So anyone, is welcome to come, but women and women identifying persons will get the first spots, on the open mic list at the Lois Cider Center. This is 2 Wednesdays from yesterday. And Felicia Kate is continuing to host our open mics at the International Center of Photography, which is in the Soho neighborhood of Manhattan in New York City, not that far away from the cafe. We just had an open mic there last week. That's the flyer, January 18th. We will be there next on March 7th and on May 9th. And those, we are sponsoring those events, and they are free to the public at the International Center of Photography come on by. It was a great turnout last week. We hope to see many of you there as well. Elemental mentioned Labrua was hosting her writing workshop at Studio One, which happens to be free as well. The next ones will be February 29th and March 28th. There will be a guest teacher for both workshops. It is free. It is in person. It will not be streamed. Today's was streamed. If you missed it, go to our Instagram page at New Regan Poets Cafe, and you can replay back the video. The next two editions with the guest teacher will be in person only, but they are free. Last Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. on 4th Street. Elemental mentioned we have a teen open mic this Saturday, and then all the way through September, with the exception of May and August. It is a co-production of Writopia Lab and the New Regan Poets Cafe at PNT Knitwear, which is a wonderful, great bookstore on Orchard Street, south of Houston Street in Manhattan. And let me see what's next. Oh yeah, and of course we will be continuing our weekly online open mic, TOOM, the online open mic hosted by Elemental. So for all of that, we're going to be at many other venues. We will have a program next month at the Poets House in Battery Park City, the Tompkins Square Library. We will be starting programs there later this year. So if you're not yet receiving our newsletter, sign up. Go to our website. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube pages. I also put Labrua's Instagram handle as well as Elementals. You can go to our link tree, or if you want to make sure that our online programs and some selected in-person programs continue to be free. Please, anytime you can spare a little extra, feel free to donate and go to our contribute page so we can continue bringing you our programs for free. So on that note, let us continue here our free online open mic, because our next performer is Paul Skiff, OG of the cafe, not living that far from the New Regan Poets Cafe. And even though, Paul, we are at many other sites and we're still checking those out, you gave us the list as well, but we still stop by the cafe at least once a week. I actually was there yesterday to get some items that we need for tomorrow's Grand Slam. So I wish I could say hi, but I know you live a few doors away. But thank you for keep joining our online open mic. Paul, you know how it goes.
Hey, I sense your presence, RNT. You have an aura in this neighborhood.
Thank you, and so do you. Appreciate it.
And, greetings, entities. You're perceiving the shadow of Paul Skiff's voice generated by 120 volts of alternating current sent on the microwave radiation blast, stolen and repurposed from a worldwide corporate conglomerate. There were 38 people here tonight. Reminds me of 2020. It was very nice to see. I'm glad to see all you. Today was a day I couldn't deal with other people. I just didn't. I have those days frequently. And the nice thing about this is somehow it still works for me. I'm going to do something that's into the harsh zone. So if you don't like harsh, time to mute, or scroll your phone, do your nails, make a snack. See, and this poem was sitting around for a while because I thought it was unfinished. I went back to it and it's finished. Bum 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 boom 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 boom. Your sadistic domination of every molecule I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your vicious puppet jail warden legal aggression against all nonconformity. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your bureaucratic, life-sucking, hyper-over-organization of every second of time. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your parasitic, individualist, blanching, desiccated regimentation of each allowable thought. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your militaristically goonified corporate proxy holy horde of might makes right enforcement. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your waste disposal social fabric cauterizing institutional cleanup crew of human refuse management. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your profit orgasm addicted predatory status baiting success fetish of self-esteem model. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your flunkified sycophant toady venal influence peddling lick spittle apparatchik plug the meter stooge government marionettes. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your clubhouse militia felonious prank gang sociopath bully choir of an admiration squad. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your stomp on decency strangle, education outlaw, love torment, innocence squashed, beauty gender police, jail keeper parental fear party mob. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your have sex with a piece of information squeeze dial fantasy loneliness service surrogate conquest intimacy is a porn clip scratch my itch session repertoire of orificial calisthenics proxy para fulfillment workout of carnal consumerist objectifications. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your super well-adjusted sartorially neutered hyper-stylized bland normality collusion brandopolized exterior point of purchase display cash app subjugated appearance prioritized living avatar mannequin purchasely plausible ersatz identity kit of the self. Yep, I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. You're explain it all away, figure it out to the last nanocule, authority hustle, fact jail, dictatorial information fetish, statistic worshipping, data weaponized, reality warping, mirage swamp, mind domination lust. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. Your efficiency monger, condescending chatbot, productivity pimped, proficiency addicted, click through klepto, page view, bulimic, bytes per millisecond scarfing, plodillion view, delirium addled, server farming, electricity hog, blockchain, black hole, Bitcoin, mirage spewing, return on investment shark, robot warehouse, wonderland of dehumanoid productivity. I'm gonna waste time and be lazy. 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 So be it known. You you better know this. Pay attention now. Be it known, I'm going to waste time and be lazy because nobody has the ability to prevent, enter, control, or exert influence on wasted time. And hey, lazy is one of the holy lands of freedom and liberty. Oh, yes, it is.
Yo, catch your breath for a second. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
There's about 10 book titles in there.
Boom.
The stuff just always disappears and then just like
Oh, right
reappears
on.
from nowhere in the world of the magic of words. I love him for that.
Wow.
That was powerful. Paul, you broke your own mic. I considered jumping in, and I saw everyone's comments, and I saw our hosts comment to me as well. But I was like, I was so scared because it was so powerful. Luckily, we still heard you. I'm sorry everyone had to up their volume a little bit, but Paul, that was powerful.
Yeah. You could hear the whole thing if you upped your volume. It wasn't breaking up on this end.
He went straight all the way 90s with it, right? Pump up the volume, right?
Right. Now we're screaming with love here. You gotta lower it, baby.
We had to get to it. But
Don't
yo,
bother
I mean,
lowering the love.
This is what incredible creators do. They break things, right? I think you might actually be, and I know I call him the Jedi Master, right? I think he might be like one of the first reanimators I've ever known, because you dismantle people's brains and then you put them back together. I don't really know how you do that, sir, but you dismantle brains and then you find a way to put them back together by the time you're done. I don't really understand that, but I love it. Your colleague, Bill Elkins, Catman Bill, called you the Allen Ginsberg of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I don't know if you caught that. I don't, but your colleagues appreciate you, sir, for what you do. And I need you to understand that. You mentioned how Dr. Z Page came up here and did their thing this evening, but you remind us of that original spirit of why we're here today. 50 years and going, why we are still here, right? We remember what matters most. Our community, this creativity, and all of you will help us go to the next 50 years because you're magnificent genius. Whoo! The future is called and said, hey, y'all keep doing that. I'm just saying, right? Because Paul, the voice of Paul Skip's shadow just told us, right, about the sadistic domination of every molecule, right? Or official calisthenics. He even said that, right? Or official calisthenics. This cat, right? I just want to waste time and be lazy. Come on, man. Some people just rather be avatar mannequins, right? He called it a productivity pimped profession. Gosh. Blockchain, black hole, Bitcoin, right? Dehumanized productivity. They call it a 40-hour work week. Just say. Lazy is one of the holy lands of freedom and liberty. You're ridiculous, sir. And I'm glad you're a part of our community. Because I warned them in the beginning. It's the greatest community in the world. And I'm telling you, we're going to continue to show you. Appreciate you. Also, of course, never forget, always show your love to Ron Mark Thompson. That dude is always on point. I appreciate you so much, Ron, for all that you do, for keeping us rocking, man. Thank you. Truly. All right. Coming up next, Storm God's in the building. This atmosphere rearranger right here. I don't know. Listen. I know that the world is going through a lot of things. Climate change. Joseph, you just said it. You can't teach about climate. Makes them uncomfortable. Right? No doubt about it. Right? This is what we do. We change atmospheres. All right? Coming up is one of those cat. Mr. Atmosphere Rearranger, the one and only Zom Conto in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. Come on, brother, take it away.
Much respect. The name that's underneath, you can find me on YouTube. You can watch the rest of the videos that I've created and taken time to create. I wrote to theme. It took me a long time to get my mind around this, but I know that we are polar opposites. So in the name of neighborly love, I will put on my skis and descend from my North Pole. Let all things in my world go south just so that I can claim I was the first to bring an iceberg to your door and claim it was a popsicle. We can lick it together until our tongues are sore from the chilling feeling that got both of us wanting to huddle up together to feel warm, and until our sense of taste sinks our tongues like the Titanic, and both our tongues take the closest rescue boat towards the closest French kiss. I discovered the first law of attraction in your eyes. It was a broken magnet that I had picked from the ghetto rubbish dump where all of us kids played. But for some reason, out of all 10 kids, it was only drawn towards me. I was the only kid made of steel. And you are the only one I know whose eyes are like thumbsticks, pinning my image eternally to the walls of your spirit. Only if we knew the laws of how opposites attract. Because I was going my own way, ignoring you the whole time, but now we are stuck together. Because we are both made of iron and steel, even though we struggle to convince ourselves that the nuts and bolts that separate us are made of flesh. How should we turn the flesh around each joint into bolts of steel? Some would say that we are bipolar opposites. So manic in our deviant feelings that when you raise your flag in the north, none of the colors have anything to do with our beliefs in the south, almost as if we were in some form of civil war. As if one of us was carrying a Confederate flag. And you say, it's okay, KK. So nobody ever crosses the border except our own heartbeats. Because even when our eyes blink, it might be considered treason. We live in a world where North and South Pole could be two Koreas with a different goal, each with their customized Kim Jong-un. But in the summertime, we can become magnets unknown to each other. We can spiral at speeds that confound all knowing when the melting happens, encouraged by whoever between us smiles first to defy our polar tensions. We will be content at being snatched from our different sleep to finally have our dreams glued together, needing a whole volcano to melt the glue between us so we can finally be normal again. We can become explorers into each other's coldness. If each of us knew we were a magnet, then we would learn the laws of magnetism. Look away and repel each other. But what chance do we possibly have when heaven and hell are also polar opposites? Who is to tell who is the angel and who is the devil in this love affair? If you are the devil, burn me then. Zomkond.
Yo. Unmute yourself, give it up for some Goto.
Poets.
So that's
I love that you rose to that challenge, and now you
Oh, it
tackled
never
it.
fails.
Not shy away from going there.
That was just amazing. That from to the feed, it's like, damn, some contour. Like, wow. That's
The work, the work, the work, the work.
That is work, ladies and gentlemen. That is work. So I did tell y'all, right? This is a storm god. This is an atmosphere rearranger, right? And he does that. And I love the humility of geniuses. He said, I wrote the theme, but I wasn't really, I don't, maybe, and then you hear this train coming at you, screaming, the whistle, whoo, right? You hear it just coming at you, right? And it sounds like I was the first to bring an iceberg to your door and claim it was a popsicle. Come on, man. I discovered the first law of attraction in your eyes. What? Sir, what? Only if we knew the laws of opposites attract, right? Because we're both made of iron and steel. The nuts and bolts that separate us are made of flesh. So manic in our deviant feelings. You say it's okay. We will bend the laws of magnetism. Please tell heaven to tell us who's the devil and who's the angel in this relationship. Come on, man. Come on, man. The one and only Zom Konto, he does that. I continue to tell y'all, some people do this, but we do this. Believe it. Coming up next, yo, I had the pleasure of meeting this next poet at a venue. Shout out to Magus. Shout out Chaos Magic. We will get to that momentarily. Well, actually, soon. This incredible poet came across and rocked. And I mean rocked. So I am thankful that they have found their way to joining the greatest community in the world. The one and only Debbie Segal is here. I am so glad to see you. I am so glad that you found your way to rocking with us. You are now rocking with the greatest community in the world. Let them know where they can find you online. It is great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you, my dears. I feel like I have come home. I don't tell very many people this, but I am a native New Yorker. I didn't come up in Berkeley, California. I got brought to California as a baby in arms, born in Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan. So I'm home, and I'm just honored and just tickled pink. Normally, I'd be really intimidated coming after Zom Konto, but I think this is going to be a really perfect piece after what Zom Konto performed. This is called Testimony. Dead leaves drop and truth refreshes. Nobody tells the truth. Rake sidewalks and scatter brittle brown mulch. Half all species will be extinct in 50 years. Scatter dead leaves where the wind has not. Forget sustainability. Remember when this street was birdless? You planted trees. They grew tall and wide. Humanity is causing the fastest mass extinctions in the history of Earth. Are you weeping? Flowering pears don't bear fruit. It would make a sticky mess on the concrete. Look, the canopy supports birds. Miniature pears the size of peas. Perfect for house finch, titmouse, nuthatch. Remember when wild winter winds took branches of sickly street trees and dropped them on Prius cars? Large limbs took down the town's power for days at a time. Men in day-glow vests and hard hats doing work, and we thanked them. This flowering pair stood proud. Remember the quarantine when wild turkeys roamed the flatlands of Berkeley, gobbling tiny green fruit, a bite here, a bite there? Who was throwing half-eaten fruit around? A family of 5 grazing on the sidewalk. Christianity is a case study in how a worldview changes overnight. Can it happen again? We don't have to believe. Walk carefully over the sidewalk's hunched shoulders, shrugging off shallow roots. After being told what to do, think, and feel, there is still time to lead meaningful lives, isn't there? Anyone bored is not awake. I regret a lot. Mistakes and bad advice. Planting trees is my medicine, and I testify to it. Can I get a witness? Chaos theory says sudden change is in every process. I sweep in the sunshine. Where are the mockingbirds? This is the time that was prophesied. Now it's spring. Green leaves murmur in the San Francisco Bay breeze. Nothing's mandatory except enjoy life, even in the darkest times. A finch finds fresh water to drink in a glass bowl where a tomato cage is the perfect perch. Allow this moment to be an awakening and link arms. Let us be grateful and alive on earth. A flowering pear tree shimmers in sunshine, and a pair of mourning doves kiss. Thank you.
Let us be grateful and alive on earth. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Debbie.
Absolutely. That was nice. That was nice, Debbie. Oh, that was beautiful. Such beautiful lines. Yeah.
Welcome.
Beautiful storytelling.
Yeah, you
and
got the
beautiful
heart of a
way
true
to
beat
present
woman.
metaphors as well, too.
She's got
one love.
Indeed, right? The way that you just weave that whole thing together. Oh, ma'am, let me make sure you understand you're in the right place. You as you said, you found your way home. These incredible creatives have already welcomed you into the greatest community in the world. And you, dear creative, have done what creatives do when they find themselves in this space and they let them know, I am here because I'm supposed to be here. Christianity is a case study in how the world changes overnight. What? Anyone bored is not awake. Come on. I don't understand that. I'm a creative being. I never get bored. Never. I want to know about y'all. I never get bored. A creative being, I just don't think ever gets bored because there's always another idea. And if you ran out of ideas at the moment, there's some other ideas that you forgot about. Never get bored. Never get bored. Thank you. Thank you for that. The chaos theory, I'm a fan, right? I'm a fan. Planting trees is my medicine? Yes. Yes. There's nothing mandatory except enjoy life, right? Let's be grateful and alive on earth. Thank you, Debbie. Make sure you put your information in the chat so folks can follow you and make sure they remind you on Wednesday night that you need to sign up for Thursday night because we need your incredible artistry every Thursday. Thank you for sharing it with us. And welcome to the greatest community in the world. All right. Coming up next, Oh, yeah. Shout out the educators in the building. This incredible poet comes through and shares her incredible work with us. And I'm telling you, I told y'all, the storytellers are in the building this evening. And here comes the next one with all of the magnificence and beauty in her voice to share her incredible stories. The one and only Marianne Teft in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Marianne. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental. The pleasure is always mine. Great to see you again this week. RMT as well, and poet friends everywhere. I am on theme, magnetized tonight, and I'm going to read you something from the first of my poetry collections, Full Moon Fire. This from, however, the New Moon section of the book. If I die tonight, you'll know, because my sister will tell you, unless she won't. She says I'm not yours to know. She wants me to be yours, or used to. She'll tell you I'm walking from sunset to moonrise, into the dark where sea meets sky. Walking, just walking, unless I'm not. The neighbors will tell you I've gone with someone golden. My car waits in the garage till Tuesday or Wednesday, when my body aches from love and I want to sleep in my own bed, unless I don't. Young women do, but I haven't been that young in years. The job will say, I don't cause that kind of trouble. They hate to think of me that way. Dying was so unlike me, so they didn't think of that at first. Surely someone will at last, unless they won't. If I die tonight, friends we don't have can't tell you. They don't know I existed. Your wife can't tell you I never existed. So you'll think I just stopped loving you, and you'll wonder why, unless you won't. Thank you, poet friends.
My gosh, like, go on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Marianne Teft.
Marianne, woo!
I truly love that.
Thank
I'm a
you.
big fan of the new moon.
Speaks to me.
Thank you.
The full moon's overrated. I'm a new moon fan.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
That was like,
she deep. Marianne has a writing style that is so different from any other. Like her writing style just weaves into so many myriad gardens before it reaches the final garden. It's so incredibly enticing. One love.
facts.
Put
It's like a star map.
put the deeds for your books up there too.
Yes, yes. Let the community know and let the world know where they can find how they can get their hands on your incredible work. Right? Thank you for that, Zone Conto. No doubt about it, because I was going exactly that way, right? Of course, we know this is from the New Moon section of her book, and it just, to me, it sounded like a time lapse of one night, right? Where they show you a quick time lapse of how the moon comes up and then it just goes down. That's what that sounded like to me. It was like the perfect soundtrack for a time lapse. It's just like, if I die, my sister will tell you, right? You will not forget me, of course, right? My body aches from love, right? Dying was so unlike me. Yo, something about that when you take on that persona. And I don't know if you've ever thought about that, but clearly your book was about the moon, but you definitely have that energy to be that moon. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it with us, for brightening up our evening, right? For being the brightest thing in the sky. Thank you. All right, coming up next, yo, this cat, listen, I'm surprised he's this high on the list, right? Because this cat always finds a way to find himself at the end, but I always look forward to hearing what he has to say. I see putting in work. You know what I mean? He's always in the mix trying to get his craft even that much better. The one and only Prince of P in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Prince of P. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
I'll be reading 3 poems tonight. His first poem is called Discipline is the Key. Sitting here in stillness, I doubt my desire to have the fire. I want to him away to the coned crest of the hill. Yet, I lack lengthy soul discipline. I'm reminded that I was missing it in my childhood. I was in the neighborhood of a fatherless familiarity at home. In my present state, I introspect what I suspect to be heavy weight of those fatherless home days. I was watching porn too much, it plays my mind now. My personal predilection, just reminiscing, lack of self-discipline controlled all of me. I spent mountains of money on frivolous things. I was chanting impulsivity, couldn't maintain school money. Thoughtfully thinking of venturing into journalism. I have interned before, but my discipline is sunken like shipwrecked ships. Nowadays, I frequent strip clubs from time to time, chasing fleeting, fair weather feelings. Still, I like what I see. Carouseling, sexy, simmering energy surrounds me. The lack of discipline burns me down. Even in my discipline, right around the corner of Lazy Street, can't wait forever to change. The time is now. That's the first poem. Second one is called Winter Time. Frozen, frigid temperatures settle and nestle in the night. The cold air touches me with a brush of it on my flesh. Bare in the midst of it all are the evergreen trees, dangling branches hanging from the evergreen trees. Suddenly, a bitter breeze sweeps across the branches. Vast amounts of birds flying with massive power to the south, running from the cold to keep warm for the winter. Hibernating organisms hide in preparation for winter. Beautiful nature is a wonderful and bountiful beauty. Beautiful nature is a wonderful and bountiful force to be reckoned with. This last one is a new one that I just wrote a couple of days ago. It's related to my birthday because I turned 33 yesterday. 33 years is a long time. I went through defining decades. Born on January 24, 10:02 p.m., this ammo-filled Aquarius is a rising being. I'm aware of this. Building diorama of words in my timeless essence, I fly like birds. The older I get, the more aware I get. Wear my heritage every day. Haitian ancestors on my maternal side, burning in me. My paternal side is from Honduras. Blissful blood running its course, not like a Porsche. A powerful force it is. A youthful face, just a taste of creativity, can't let go. I dream of bestseller lists, having my books. I got lines and hooks. No facetious footnote. It's a facetious and famed writer going higher and higher. My moon in Taurus and my sun in Aquarius. My rising sign is Virgo. It's a trace of me. In the poem.
I'm telling y'all, every time you hear that cat, he just putting in work. Unmute yourself, give it up for Prince of P.
Wow,
Prince of P. Happy 33.
What,
Happy birthday.
Yeah, man. And
you.
yo, happy birthday. Hope everything went well with your birthday. Much love. Keep writing. You are one of the most intrinsically beautiful, metaphoric geniuses out there. Much love.
Yikes. That's how you put it on us, on Conto. Appreciate that, man, for real. You see, Principe, listen, man, you got to know who you are and what you do, and people appreciate that, right? No matter if people don't, right? You have a community that does, right? Your first poem, you said, I want to Hemingway him away. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. What? What? Listen, a lot of things plague our mind now. Some good, some bad, right? Fleeting fair weather feelings, right? The lack of discipline burns me down. Man. Can't wait forever to change. You're absolutely right, sir. Right? In the wintertime poem, you said, a bitter breeze swept across the branches. Anytime a bitter breeze sweeps through, oh, it's gonna bite you. Love it. In the last poem, you said I wear my heritage every day. Man. You know the beauty of that is that you can wear your heritage every day comfortably, any and everywhere you go. That's the beauty of it. Thank you. Thank you, Principe, for rocking with us, for always sharing your creative genius with us. Coming up next, this cat right here has got a pen that's on, like, the meter goes to ridiculousness, and then there's like another level of ridiculousness, and then you find the one and only Kazi Kaz. A collab coming to you very soon to a Zoom near you. Trust and believe, this cat's incredible. Come on, Kaz, let these folks know where they can find you online. You know what it is. Take it away.
All right. Hello, Elemental and the rest of my New Yorican family. How are y'all? I miss y'all. I haven't been here for a little bit. As some of y'all know, life has been sporadically sending me on some wild goose chases, but I think I got the goose. I found the goose, so I'm here now. All right. As far as tonight's piece, it's actually new shit because technically it's new shit because I wrote it a few months ago and I've never put it out there. So this will actually be its official debut, and I do believe it is on theme. Enough anyway. But I do hope that the words from this poem will enable all of us to, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, means, manner, or mode, to transcend all of the nefariously implemented agendas that have been put in place to keep us separated and divided, man. Hopefully these words can bring us all together, man. So without further ado, I present to you, it's titled, The Door's Bilingual Window. Una puerta cerrada puede abrir ventanas a un nuevo corredor, ya sea que estés colgado del techo o bailando en el suelo. Es más, llevo la cuenta de cada tuerca y tornillo que almaceno para asegurarme de que mi base sea más estable que antes. Todas las grietas, fisuras y hendiduras serán rellenadas con un énfasis inminente en el cumplimiento de las promesas hechas a estos residentes indigentes. Así que ahora seré la nueva Génesis, el archienemigo de las negligencias del precipicio. Fue una dura imprudencia para acabar con la sensación de impotencia, y prometo brindar el ánimo adecuado en estas instalaciones y emprender un éxodo para reconstruir este edificio. Los bloques que estoy construyendo son para los muchos lotes vacíos llenos de muchos niños sin muchos que curarlos. Quiero ayudarlos a encontrar una sensación de máxima satisfacción. Entonces, a menos que esté tratando de ayudar, simplemente cierra la boca. De alguna manera u otra, todos podemos hacer nuestra parte, coño. Translation. A closed door can open windows to a new corridor, whether you're hanging from the ceiling or dancing up on the floor. What's even more, I'm keeping score of every nut and bolt I store to ensure that my foundation is more stable than before. All the cracks, fissures, and crevices shall be filled with an imminent emphasis on fulfilling the promises to these indigent residents. So now I'ma be the new Genesis. The arch nemesis of negligence's precipice, with a harsh recklessness to end a sense of helplessness. I promise to provide the proper pep on these premises, embarking on an exodus to reconstruct this edifice. The blocks I'm building are for the many empty lots full of lots of children without a lot to heal them. I want to help them find a sense of top fulfillment. So unless you're trying to help, just shut your mouth until then. Some way, somehow, we can all do our part, damn it. Thank you.
Really? Really, Cos? Is that really, Cos? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Cosy
Yo, blow
Cos!
us away. Coming out
Yo, fam,
bilingual,
I just
and
said,
that
you
is
know
yet
what? Like
another
when you treat
element
it,
of
because
this man. Woo!
yeah, because I didn't understand the Spanish version of it, but I was
Oh,
like, you know,
it's coming.
now that you showed us what it was, we can translate it to many other languages. I can translate it to Zulu, and we can spread it across all languages so that everybody gets what the hell it means. You know what I mean? Yo,
Wow.
I'm ready.
Wow.
Let's talk in the
Hold
inbox.
up, hold up. Wait. Y'all are magnificent. Y'all got to know how magnificent you are. I really need y'all to know that. From translating poems to sharing that kind of powerful work, right? Yeah, it caught me off guard too. And then he happened to be fluent. Like he had the nerve to be fluent. Like he had the nerve to be fluent with it. Right? That I'm gonna be the new Genesis in the sense of helplessness. Reconstruct this edifice. Yeah. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. This cat's ridiculous. Appreciate you, Cos. Had the nerve to flip it in this. All right. I see you. We're gonna work. All right, for real, that dude's sick. All right, coming up next. This incredible poet, always energy, always high energy. You've been hearing his voice all evening. Host of Chaos Magic every Monday night. Make sure you are plugging in to the one and only. The Magus is in the building. Gustav Solace is here. Let these folks know where they can find you, Gustav, and plug into all the incredible things you do. Always great to see you, Gustav. Come on, man. Take it away.
Hey, Elemental RMT. Special shout out to RMT for getting me on the list despite some glitches. I appreciate you, RMT. Thank you very much. I do host Chaos Magic Monday nights at 8 p.m. Give me a follow on Instagram at Magus801 and let's make some magic together. I have two pieces tonight, and the first one is brand new shit. It's called The Dictionary. Florida's Escambia County removed the dictionary from their school library shelves in order to comply with Ron DeSantis' fascist book ban, simply because kids can look up sexually related terms. If they do not get their facts straight from authoritative sources, this is what can happen. I farted on my girlfriend's butt, and now I think she's pregnant. If I become a dad at 10, whatever will I do? I'm indignant. I do not have a dictionary to tell me what that means. Banning books is just as Nazi as it seems. Kids will turn to other kids for their misinformation. Legions of little sex fiends infecting the nation. Syphilitic morons become burdens on the state. Our children, domestic infant suppliers. Ain't that great? Ignorance is only cured by knowledge. We cannot wait to educate them till they get to college. Sex is a fact of life, not something to hide from kids. Education is to teach the facts, not what DeSantis forbids. Words are the building blocks of a real education. Even penis, vagina, orgasm, and ejaculation. The dictionary is the gateway drug to knowing your shit. Taking it away creates a void, a pit. Don't be surprised if your kids get knocked up. Herpes, gonorrhea, HIV, all fucked up. Trying to shield your children is a futile exercise. Bring back the dictionary and open their eyes. Thank you. This next piece is called The Widow's Son, the prologue. Must I still search for the one to heal the wounds of the widow's son, Or have I found her inside you, strong yet weak, for wounded too? Can our love help to heal, as love can when it's real? For I have died and been reborn, cast off the cloak, for it was worn. Still reeling we all are from 3 grave wounds, wandering the desert, lost in the dunes, struggling against tyranny and superstition, the head wound of mind control through repetition, the death of thought, the road to perdition. The throat wound to silence our tongue has turned us to liars, everyone, slaves to a freedom in name only, lost in a crowd, perpetually lonely, dying by degrees for the courage to say what you think and feel, for it won't go away. The wounded heart's the real ass kicker, human feeling atrophied, there's nothing sicker. Narcissism, sociopathy, crowd you to the borderline, living a lie, pretending everything is fine. I propose to heal all the wounds of the human spirit. I write this now in hopes that you will hear it. A rebel warrior reclaiming freedom of thought, word, and conscience. Don't fear it. Tyranny thrives because we let it. Don't buy their lies. Please don't forget it. Thank you very much, everyone. I love you all.
Reclaiming the freedom of thought, indeed. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Gustav Solid.
Oh, thank you, Gustav.
Wow,
I
that's one
keep
hell of an
missing the
information
Monday,
starter.
but I promise you, one of these
I'll tell
Mondays,
you,
you know,
man. Excellent.
you are one of the most. Your energy takes form in ways that like charge the sky so much that
One of these days, though,
it
he'll get a little
impregnates the
passionate about
clouds, man. One love, respect.
You know, I love his tagline. You know, he always says, connect with me, let's start some good trouble. Gustav, you are a bona fide shit starter, sir. A bona fide shit starter. No doubt about it, right? Anytime you start going in on your governor, oh, it's a beautiful party, boy. I'm telling you, it's a party, and I'm there for it. For real. Right? He said they're turning our children into domestic infant suppliers. Right? Education is to teach the facts, not what DeSantis forbids. Right? Creates a void, a pit. Bring back the dictionary and open their eyes. Who would have ever thought that they would have got rid of a dictionary? And the second piece, you know, he said, can our love help to heal? Man, that's what's going to heal us, right? The wounded heart is the real ass kicker, no doubt. A rebel warrior, man, listen. A rebel with a cause. Yeah, I believe it was James Dean, right? Was the rebel without a cause? Am I correct about that? Thank y'all for that. Thankfully, we got a room full of rebels with causes. Right? Some people would call this collection a nightmare. Others would call it a genius collective. Just saying. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Y'all are absolutely amazing, each and every one of you. Coming up next, listen, 2 folks on the guaranteed left list, and we got 3 on the good luck round. So, I'm not sure, but I believe this is your first time rocking with us. Is that true? On the online? Yo. One of the things I love the absolute most is hearing new voices. As long as we've been rocking, as long as this community, you've heard some powerhouses in this room, because every single one of them are. And now we are about to welcome you into the greatest community in the world. Please, without giving us your address, where in the world are you plugging in from?
Hello, everybody. My name is Dios Mac. I'm plugging in from Harlem, New York. And
Harlem in the building. Come on. Come on, man. Welcome, Dios Mac. You know what it is. Let these folks know where they can find you online. Great to see you. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Please, take it away.
I appreciate you guys greatly. I will not lie. Just listening to you guys, give your spirit, give your energy, give your words. It's been beyond humbling. Before I start, I'd just like to say I've been going through a lot today with just simply trying to figure out myself, figure out my artistry, figure out my creativity. And I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating until this live stream came on, until I started listening to y'all, listening to everything you guys had to say, and all of a sudden I started picking up food. And I don't know why I was fasting involuntarily, but it was real. It was real, and I'm so happy I got to eat and just hear you guys give your art and give your message and your gift, because it makes me feel like I'm honestly, it seems like it's part of a segue into my piece, but like honestly, I just didn't want to feel alone today, and you guys definitely helped with that. So without further ado, I have 3 pieces to read. One is a little short. It was written today. The second one's a little bit longer, and then the third is dedicated to, you know, what I experienced with you guys today. So here we go. Here's the first piece. Does anyone else feel lost? Anyone? I wake up every morning and rub crust out of my eye, wondering again, will I make something out of my life? I feel awake. I feel alone, just surrounded by my doubts and creations, feeling like a mute addressing the nation. I'm screaming for help in a silent love language. I've been alone in my bed, pillow talking with anguish. Someone help me find my way back. I can't be too far away from when I lost me. Maybe between lost virginity and cartoons on WB. I was happy before I got that first check, before money became the only way that I value the only way that value I could reflect. Now in the mirror, I see an infinitely receding hairline, a constant reminder that I'm running out of time. Will I arrive? Will every part of me unite and join forces and I finally succeed? I plead with God, the universe, and Allah, hoping somebody answers these prayers. I've been asking myself, is all this life is meant to be? Like, is this it? I wonder if anyone feels lost like me. That's the first piece. Second piece. Okay. There's something so informative about the love language of touch. Somehow, without words, I can know what you think of me, what you think of yourself, and what we desire from one another. Touch breaks down the barriers of our bodies, revealing the truth that despite the illusion of you and me, all there really is unity. When you touch in conversation, you wish to connect further than your words can express. The pressure I apply changes a choke into caress. A man can be either strong or weak simply from a handshake. Somehow pressure informs again how much power comes from this man. But my favorite is a hug. There's so much to unpack. She hugs me and presses her body close to mine. She's with it. If she pokes her ass out, I'm a virgin forever. A quick hug says, nice to see you. A long one says, I hope to see you again. I remember one shorty used to have a habit of grabbing my hand. I always felt like she wanted to ensure herself she had me. Another always touched me gently, like she wanted me to know how much she cared. I've been told that I'm one-track minded, that all I think about is sex. But most of the time, I'm just trying to connect. That's the third one, and then the final one, despite how it may seem. Let me just make sure I have it correct. I believe that no. Okay. Okay, here it is. Yes, and so this is dedicated to all the poets in the chat, and like again, I appreciate you guys so much for having me. For those chosen few, you would be granted the ability to bring your thoughts into reality. This gift is not, nope, sorry. Let me, we write a lot, so this is not the one I want. This is the one. I can see form in the formless. Like a child looking up into the clouds and seeing dragons and unicorns, I see figures where they don't exist. This morning, I woke up and drew a man I saw in the fabric of my carpet. His eyes were closed, his nose was big, and he had a thin Eurocentric mustache. This is one of my favorite gifts. Whether mental disorder or superpower, I get to experience my environment like a child seeing creatures in the sky. My imagination paints my experience. That's what I got for you guys. I hope that.
What? My imagination paints my experience. Come on, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dio.
Oh man,
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Ate that. You ate that. Like the whole idea
Beginning.
of seeing a man in your carpet.
Yeah,
Because
beginning.
most of us, like a genius mind, actually sees those things. We are never thinking like, oh, I got a mental health problem because I saw that on the carpet. No, 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 no. It's actually because you're genius that you saw that. Other people just brush things away because they're on the surface. But us, we see things and give power to them and see exactly where the angels are hovering. And you just did that. Salute, sir.
And beginning with the mute line to the nation, because you're here, you could expand that to the planet here now. You don't have to limit it to the nation, but that's a beautiful opening to go from repressed to here to speaking, from mute to the that's don't forget where you came from kind of thing. There's a lot of growing that happens here and a lot of love that's going to come your way in all
You gotta come
forms.
back here next week. That's the deal. You kind of blew it.
Here it
Yeah,
comes. Here
you
it
messed
comes.
up
Here it
because
comes.
he has to come back next week then.
Yeah, you can see the hunger in your eyes. You could see the hunger in your eyes. Like, yeah, man, chase that paper, not money. Put ink on that paper. Chase that paper, man.
Yo, burn it up with ink. Burn it up with ink. Let your pen ignite and burn up page after page after page. Let it go Super Saiyan. Let it go full Phoenix if necessary. Burn those pages because I'm telling you, you have just been welcomed into the greatest community in the world. You're not like one of those that's like, oh, okay, yeah, he might be able to rock. You know, he can, we'll wait till nah, you came up here and you said, I think I'm supposed to be here. And yeah, you are. You found your way home. It's here, right? Does anyone else feel lost? You might as well be in the land of the lost with a bunch of compasses who are not just trying to find their way back to someone else's paradise, but we're creating our compasses to point us toward the paradises that we're creating. This is what we do. This is what we do, right? I can't be too far away from where I lost me, right? It's a constant reminder, I'm running out of time, right? I wonder if anyone feels lost like me. Yeah, man. The love language of touch. It's crazy. If you don't know about the love languages, man, learn about the love languages. For real, it'll help you in your relationship. Trust and believe. Touch breaks down the barriers of our bodies, right? A quick hug versus a long hug, right? And the third piece, right, he said, I can see form in the formless. I drew a man I saw in the fabric of the carpet. Exactly what Zompoto was talking about. Like, yo, only geniuses see faces in carpets. Otherwise, it's just a carpet. Who's paying attention to it close enough to see anything other than carpet? A genius. And not only did he see it, but he drew it. Thank you for coming to share your genius with us. Make sure you come back. And hey, it's a small win, but it's a win. So congratulations for being strong enough to eat this evening and for sharing it with us. Thank you for that. Truly, man. Find yourself back here next week. All right, we'll be looking forward to hearing from you. All right. Last person on the guaranteed list coming up next. This damn razor blade right here, razor blades going like, man, I need to shave. And they go find this cat because he is that sharp. Shout out the vets in the building, Semper Fi. Shout out the keeper of concrete. Shout out Concrete Generation. The one and only CP Mays in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, folks. Always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
What's good, people? To maximize on time, I'll put it in chat. Other than that, bro, who just went, bro, you're in the right place, though. Like, some of these people, I hold conversations with 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're trading poems and just talking life. Like, it extends beyond this. So, like, you really have a new family. Real talk. Today, I thought about a statistic, and it triggered me. and the statistic was 24 veterans committing suicide per day. Like, that's what the number is. And I was like, this is dope. Like, and then it triggered something in my poem. So here's what we got. Semper Fidelis. Marines equals Semper Fidelis equals Latin equals always faithful equals 30 rounds of faithfulness equals fresh out of give a fucks and magazines, no subscriptions or address outside of downrange needed. Jesus Christ is charge carding us heaven with taxes and fees excluded. Beware of boogeymen keeping timeshares in lions' dens. Beware scalping tickets to cross the river Styx leaves boatsmen's piss. Be aware you either be damned to death or be damn good at dying. Beware shells burn like STDs as M16 switch 3-round bursts into semi. The few proud brave Marines left me to murder trial please from 500 yards naked eye, no scope, no hope dies. Please, Father, Son, Holy Ghost collection plates are just bar tabs. Please, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Jose Cuervo, bartender, please. Can't apply prayers, scriptures, band-aids on shotgun wounds, plead. Damn if we didn't step on toes when the devil came dancing. My band of brothers were bred from bloodlines of blasphemy and weeping wounds. We came together under Marine Corps colors, and as sure as I stand in this land, I curse your liberties for not embracing us as heroes. For we shit, pissed, and bled blood in the mud from our souls simply so you can continue to wander around life judging each other by the clothes and cars people drove. We live pain and gambled with our lives on the table. Simply so you could sit back and shuffle your feet up on the table. We gave up our freedoms for your freedom. We sacrificed our freedoms for your freedom. Only to come home to cancers, caskets, and crystallized Christ in our veins. No parades, no memorial services with TV crews at the grave. Only chumpy chaplains asking for moments of silence for the silent. Damn right, I curse your fucking liberties for not embracing us as heroes. Some dead, some still slowly dying. My band of brothers were bred from bloodlines of blasphemy and weeping wounds, some still crying. Some sons and daughters never having seen their parents smile. Some never having seen their seed's face. I've seen some embrace shades of another race as if it were their own. We lived on razors and drowned our sorrows in alcohol just to make sure we could feel something when we came back home. Bishop smoked till he couldn't breathe. Carrillo drunk till he fell asleep at the wheel. Mike died chasing money for the kill. I've lived lifetimes in muzzle flashes and seen Jesus in insomnia. You should bless the day for never knowing what it feels like to hold conversations with your mama when she thinks your ass ain't never coming home. You should never know what it feels like to hug your brother's mother and explain to her how you broke your promises of bringing a son back alive home, Mama Johnson. I'm sorry, I tried. I was in the desert when Mike died and I can't find enough sympathy in my heart to forgive me. And sometimes at night, y'all, I want to scrap all my scrapbooks and burn all my memories, but it's too hard. It's too fucking hard. As long as I can hear his voice inside my head and see their smiles in the wind, and I never knew where this poem was supposed to end, but wherever it does, Mike's still speaking through me. And we wanted to tell you that he's sorry for not coming home. And we really wanted to show you how much we really do love you and how we curse your fucking liberties for not embracing us as heroes, because I'm still poem.
No, I don't know if that's a poem, sir. That's a declaration. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CP.
Bro, all across the fucking world, man. It's same thing happening to veterans, man.
Oh, wow.
Like this is bullshit, bro. Happening all across the fucking world, bro.
Thank
Hot,
you
brother.
for your service, sir.
That was hot. That was
Thank
right
you for
on.
your service, bro.
Thank you.
You know about vulnerability in ways that not many people do. And your ability to step up and convey that how you do is about as instructive as anybody ever could be. It's such a blessing to have you here.
And the very fact that we actually have veterans as poets is amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Listen, y'all. I try to warn y'all about this dude. Shout out Swanye West. Listen, I try to warn y'all about this dude, man. I had the luxury of working with this cat a few times. This dude is absolutely real, right? Absolutely real. This is not an act. This is that dude's absolutely real, man. And his poems are absolutely even more real, right? Because he carried those 30 rounds of faithfulness. He was trained how to be fresh out of give a fucks. Beware of boogeymen keeping timeshares in lions' dens. Damned if we didn't step on toes, the devil came dancing. Like, do you think we're scared? Do you think fear lives here? No. No. Fear doesn't live here. No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. Said we lived on razors, bathed in alcohol to make sure we feel something. I can't find enough sympathy to forgive me. But Mike still speaks through me, still speaking through me. And how we curse your fucking liberties for not treating them like heroes. I don't know what your definition is, but to me, it sounds like that. Appreciate you, Maze. As always, folks, for real. All right, let's get to the good luck round, folks. For the folks who are still hanging out, the folks who still want to get down, got some musicians in the building. And listen. If they're in the building, y'all about to get a monstrous treat at the end of this evening. We're gonna try to keep it tight. Let's get to it. In the good luck round, starting us off, our resident piano man, the one and only CC Art Chakra in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, CC. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Oh, big love to everyone. CP, I think the last time I heard that, it ended with here, and this time it ended with I'm still dying, and I'm still dying here is what I hear now. You're amazing. The line you did about calling home to mom, that if you could break the sky open inside the heart of every poet, that's what you do. That's how we hear you when you go that real. You just break it open. You want to know where tears come from? Fuck. All right, so I've been reworking this thing from my project Yesternow, and then bringing it back with tweaks, and that's what's going to happen. So let's see. I once introduced it as trigger warning. Hold on to your ovaries and testicles. That was one introduction. It's got the word slavery, slaves, slaver subject in here. It covers a lot of ground, and that's it. This is called, and there's a lot of research into what's in here. Books and a lot of research. So there's you could think what you want, but Einstein was wrong is the title of the piece, subtitled, After All, the Word Slaves without an L saves you money. And The wrong of science has human rights too. Einstein was wrong is the wave in this song. Not a fix or a find or particles questioning time, as schools of thought give birth to crown kings of science. But who's the mother of? We all know when we're being ripped off. Experiments prove, but for how long and by who? As people live to sing, the wrong of science has human rights too. Oh God, where's the science of greed to protect wealth? Like the eugenics of NASA's Nazi-born scientists. There's too much at stake. Pharma funds every campus. As the great institutions farm minds bought and caged there. There where books have been written and the labs have been built. The lectures were given at the EDU boot camps. Then captured by corporate as hired thought soldiers, given lab coats to work off debt nooses of servitude. The narcissist, psychopathic CEOs care not. The students were sold long before the schools sold them. No new ways of knowing will replace what's been bought. You're hired to run Earth's plantation, not save life. Now be what they made you. The debt system's hungry. There's no room to sell a new truth or kill this controlled one. The masses are sold. Nature's held up at gunpoint. Hate is the diet, and fear is the knowledge. The science of even no God needs religions. Wars to feel, wars to feel, wars to feel nothing. You see, slavers don't know they're slaves too. Why would greed's incarnation replace them? So wake, sleep, shop, hate, fear, die, eating how this eco-genocide is working. All consumers are programmed to commoditize themselves, to endlessly buy objects that need more of what fuels them, all metered to net you, and never forget how, cleverly clueless, debt systems slow kill you. As the wealthy breed only more slaver replacements, all clueless as they too are commoditized offspring, reducing all critical thought to a sperm bank, till designer stores corner all sperm and egg markets, as non-genitalia bots replace the world leaders. What color Barbie or Ken doll would you like? A Petri dish baby delivered right to you. Just sign, scan your ID, and agree to receive one. Congrats on your Homo evolutus brand life form. Here to rape, burn, and pillage so you can enjoy life. So bury the findings of all human advances. Continue enslaving knowledge, science, and religion. Capture, degrade, and label all questions threatening. All the best minds will be controlled, so to mute them. With mountains of legalese jargon that threatens to destroy, defund, ruin, mock, insult, and break them. With true lies advertised as a shortage of safe truths. All products weapon ready delivery systems. Same with news, weather, sports, entertainment, and game shows. Or the obsolete may wake and figure this 3D chess out. Let them all come to see there's no other way here. Buy, consume, sell, and commoditize yourself. The consumers all spend life working just to buy more stuff. All conveniently fed to buy their own obsolescence, while endlessly wanting what only the few have. Of course, most will pay less to breed more consumers, desiring free shipping while ignoring slave labor. After all, the word slaves without an L saves you money. While those with numbers grow more and zeros from them in a world where the few own invisible real ones, the ones that buy your eyes and grow greed's belief systems. A corporation of slavers paid to breed more oppression. Of course, not slaves in chains or swinging from branches. Instead, they'll be free range to forever go shopping. Free, meaning with implanted IDs to keep greed safe, with clear electric fences so your enemies can't get in. You are now free to win. Believe you too can make it. No thinking, no questions. Just comply and you'll get toys. How about a flesh machine programmed for pleasure? Get a corrupt system job and you too might afford one. Just agree with your ID approved digital wallet. Now don't miss a payment or it's back to the wasteland. No excuses about the World Bank just shut off your money. Banks are here to stop evil and would never do that to you. Love is our faith and our survival. Pray for more and more zeros, but who keeps the real ones? A monetary idea made from deceit, smoke, and mirrors. All hail to divide and conquering protect us by a black mirror cell with obey your fears software. This will legally give you your rights and your privilege to kill everyone who is here without one. And none of this is true. And none of this is true. And none of this is true. But there's too much to lose now. The 0.01% knows all too well. They have no real power. They have no hold of your will. No material rights to take control or own all life. Just eons of controlling reality's narrative and laws that they wrote making slavery legal. And the cost of doing business makes mass murdering productive. So now, do you know who your reality slavers are? Oh yeah, Einstein Was Wrong is the name of this song. Sing along if you're ready to kill all life gives you. How's that for a fucking shitty poem I wish I never wrote?
As I always say, folks, that is the work. Unmute yourself, give it up for C.C. Armstrong.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, CC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
CC, you know, sometimes you get
quite
distracted
like
by what
the
you
last
hate.
lines
Beautiful,
remind me of
CC.
what's going to be happening in
Good
February,
job.
Black
Good work.
History Month. What? You know, it is what it is.
You just delivered like
I
the natural history of the claptrap of misdirections and mistaken priorities.
Fucking poems of your comments are pure poetry.
Okay, I was just about to go there, right? Like even you know how some poets you just can't turn it off, right? It just spills out, right? It just comes out of your pores. Man. CC, what you do is always incredible when I hear what you do, because again, you approach one like the other and the other like the other, right? You approach songwriting like writing poems, and you approach poems like writing songs, and then when they come together, you get things like this, right? You hear things like the eugenics of NASA, right? Right? There are no new ways of knowing will replace what we thought, right? Like no room to sell a new truth. Nature's held up at gunpoint. Slavers don't know they're slaves too. Petri dish baby delivered to you. Paid to breed more oppression. Man, CC, I appreciate what you do because you have so much depth in your writing and you have so much heart in it. And it's always felt with everything you do. Thank you, CC, for sharing it with us. Make sure you plug in with CCR Chagra. He's just a good dude, bro. Teach you a lot of things. All right, coming up next. Oh, he got the book, open microphone, no doubt. Coming up next, this gentleman is going to come through, and I'm telling you, I always love to see him with his guitar, or whether or not, right? Because he's just an incredibly funny dude. This dude, oh, Donald's Vanity Tantrums. You can see the book in Gustav's window. The one and only Catman Bill in the building. Oh, it's great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you. Please, take it away.
Right here. You can find me right here. That book cost me a lot of money to send you. Okay, well, CC kind of guided me into another song. I was originally going to do an old doo-wop song by Herbie Mann, but the topic kind of coursed me into the song that I wrote a few years ago called Stop the Slaughter. And it's really part of probably my most important event that I'm going to work on this year, which is something long in the development stage. I've been wanting to try to jumpstart global concerts to save elephants and rhinos ever since I teamed with March for Elephants in Cape Town, South Africa, back almost 8 or 9 years ago. And poaching and slaughter of these creatures continues, as well as the humans that protect them. Just 2 years ago, a major ranger in South Africa was gunned down in front of his family to be taught a lesson to others to stay away from this organized crime spree. So I've been wanting, my friends in Cape Town did marches across the globe every 3 years for the CITES convention on flora and fauna. And I've tried to get her to move towards concerts. And now she's certainly willing to help out, but she's kind of retiring from it. And I'm waiting to, I already have my performers and people together, so it'll be in September. I'll certainly notify everyone. It will be streamed online so that it will be heard across the globe. And I hope that'll be the impetus to start global concerts on a yearly basis. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. Connecticut was the epicenter for 100 years, beginning in the 1840s through the early to mid 20th century, in that up to 75% of all the ivory that was taken from slaughtered elephants in Africa were shipped to Connecticut, shipped up the Connecticut River to river towns like Essex, Deep River, and believe it or not, we have a town named Iverington, Connecticut. And so this is my one desire to see this come to fruition this year. And I guess I wrote this in 2015. Stop the slaughter of elephants. We don't need ivory, and it makes no sense. Rhino horn don't do a thing. Ground to dust for human beings. Slavers of old sent Africans with loads of ivory from elephants throughout the 19th century. From Zanzibar across the seas, ships loaded with destinies sent to Connecticut companies bleached white to piano keys, songs played for you and me. They're killing them all from left to right, poachers with poison in their sights. No time left, it's a call to arms. Save the rhinos from ungodly harm. Stop the slaughter of elephants. We don't need ivory, and it makes no sense. Rhino horn don't do a thing. Ground to dust for impotent human beings. Thank you.
Yeah, you're pretty fly with that guitar, sir. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Catman Bill.
Yeah, thank you for the book, Catman. It's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, get
I
this
will
book.
say that the impetus for this, all this interest
Catman
was,
Bill on levels. Catman
uh,
Bill on levels.
well, back in 2014, I delivered a work of art to a client that lives on Fifth Avenue. And after he showed me his art collection, he walked me over to his mantle, and he was proud to show me a set of huge ivory tusks draping his mantle. And that was a moment, a dark moment that sent me into another zone, and hence my interest in this movement. And so I'll certainly be appraising you all of progress of this as we head towards hopefully a September show. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Definitely keep us in the loop of that information so we can support you any way we can, Catman. Thank you for that. Anytime, and this is what I love about creators, what I love about artists, is because we take on the things that no one wants to know about, that they just want to disregard, and we make it a thing. You taught me something this evening. All y'all taught me. All y'all teach me something every week. This evening, I learned that 70% of all ivory from elephants went to Connecticut. I didn't know that. I had no idea that Connecticut had an affinity for ivory. And I've known this, but you just made sure it clicked for me. You said they ground them into dust to make piano keys. Damn it. Nope, I was wrong. Coming back at you. Catman Bill, coming back at you. Please correct me. Please.
Ivory was made into all kinds of trinkets, including piano keys, but rhino horn is ground into dust mostly for Asian men to think that it's going to give them a Viagra rush.
Help to keep the yang up. Got you. Appreciate you. Man, listen, I'm telling you, it's always something with these creative geniuses around here. We're going to get something good. I'm telling you. All right. We have reached the final artist on the list this evening. And if you are not familiar with this artist, prepare yourself. I've had the luxury of rocking with this artist on a couple of different platforms. Shout out Open Minds. Shout out Thomas and Catalyst. This incredible poet, AKA Baby, is about to do something to your brain that I don't know if has ever been done to your brain. So prepare yourself. The one and only Maddie is in the building. Maddie, I know what you do. Let these folks know where you can find you. It is great to see you here, Maddie. Come on now. Close us out this evening. Take it away.
All right. Hi everybody. Love you. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative to be on the good luck list. The other day somebody said that I acted irrational. Said that I was oversensitive, and then I may have overstepped into my heart, stumbled, that I was wrong to have said that it told me to trip. It told me My response, I'm flawed. I'm reactive. I can be unpredictable. And then before I send it, I edit my response. Before I send it, I say, if I seem flawed, if I seem reactive, if I seem unpredictable, before I send it, I edit again. I say, I am flawed in ways that are exceptionally lovable. I can seem nuclear reactive, yes, in the face of a hostage negotiation with a particle collider of past pain, yes. When held in the room with a weapon, I can become elemental radioactive, or what you call overly sensitive. When you're acting like a turret, I move irrational. I zigzag, I jog and jockey around the landmines. If I seem critical, it's because I'm watching. It's because you're giving me flashbacks, sudden casualty. Your wounds need medical attention. Wake up, soldier. If I'm skittish like you with this witness protection, don't call me crazy. Wake up. It's shell shock, baby, because you are acting like a drone. Yeah, that is a familiar war. Yeah, look at us. Mimed and strapped up and reassembled semi-automatics. Look at us, woke up in the middle of the night, in the middle of this fight, choked up with the breath of the draft, removed from the carnage, but there again, look at our scars snap back. You are, in fact, despite your deepest 1,000 years of longing not to be, you are, in fact, a detonator yourself. Despite the distance, you desire destruction still, you, despite not raising a fist, nor calling a name, nor excuse. This is still how a particle collider is created and then renamed beautiful mastery. I dreamt I was a constellation. So I learned the stars till they laid the map of their bodies etched into the inside of my eyes. I dreamt a love was easy. I dreamt a firework and I woke up to find a detonator. All of us to ourselves, all of us detonate onto others. As you cast your compass due north, I do too. Come correct. I insist I am right, you do too. Man has become so concerned with the fact that he has learned to justify the warship's direction. Learn to sling the silver bullet into the monster and call it monster, call it deserving of death, yet beg the night for some love to send him, some woman, so stung up with string lights that she hangs from the moon like a trapeze swinger. You dream of a fantasy love, and then you shatter your window, desecrate what you build and call it ugly, crack your foundation. God got it trained into you to tune the heartbeat to the kiss of the guns, kick back to detonate, love it, watch the enemy go down instead of you. God, it feels good to win. God, it feels good to be right. To memorize the story till it etches itself into your eyelids, and while they are closed, she goes somewhere else. Trains it detonator to your walk. Everyone leaves. You say, you punish gun, you unforgiving of yourself, you war crime. You executioner. You name the act you've done as a matter of character. Put me through the pain you feel from that shrapnel. I volunteer. And this is my detonator. Tell me how you learned to call your shrapnel love. I sit at your feet while you tell me the story. Tell me how it holds you when the gates lock and you are inside, nuclear and still leaking radioactive. Tell me how you detonate. Show me blast radius like it's a souvenir and not the ghost that roams your body when I'm not here, haunts you like a shadow in the moonlight. Show me, detonator, how you can consume all that which tries to come close. Show me your destruction. I mean love. Let me take you by the blue light, walk you to the edge of the water. I am the cripple crawling out of Chernobyl in tears at the beauty, sobbing at the light of it all, the beauty, I said, stumbling out of the particle, all becoming death and blinking. I said, I'm alive. It looks like I'm gonna stay here for a while, for the rest of the show, but I'm be stuck inside. And I saw me detonate there. Become sweet girl and I annihilate. I become the dream girl. I can manic pixie my radioactive cells till I appear floating, till I'm an 8-legged deer, till I'm fawn. My love looks like fawn. Hold me gently. Some girls like me, seclusion zone babies who grow up raised by volunteers, raised by surviving stories. We always listen to the war on the radio, resist the tattoo, but we know the code. Love like nuclear heat. consumes me. I come to eat the green that grows around the landmines. Girls like me ask if you've seen God yet. You seen God yet? You seen the creature I am, how I float? You seen a soldier, a wound, the kind of beast that sees sustenance. A glowing halo ring around you. I see a nurturing, I see not a wound, not a soldier, not a weapon, but a field of poppies. A warm sunlit spot in the window I can sit, and you, detonator, cannot bear the thought of letting life close in on you. God forbid. How it chokes, how it resembles you, small tricycle boy, making angels in the snow with his songs and his gestalt language and his strangeness that cast him to the side to crave the draft. I live in the seclusion zone with you. You lock your sights on me. That and yourself you hate. I am annihilate. I am a result of annihilation. That which is in me you hate. You turn away from the mirror and you detonate. Stiffen up. Forgive my death. He says, love is found in the battle scar where the first bullet went in. Then he says he took too many and he doesn't know which one went in first. Instead of touching the shrapnel, no scar love, no treating the wound, he does not nurse himself back to health. He does not go back to life in the country. He does not raise his home back up from the dead in his body. You can detonate landmines with your language. You can clean up the war, but you cannot go home. You cannot go plant food in the field and feed your family. God forbid, you said. God forbid, he said. I thought it sounded like you said, God forbid I ever let this war end on anybody's terms but my own.
Y'all about Maddie, and you got to see it for yourself. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Maddie.
Maddie! Oh my God!
Woo, Maddie!
Spectacular! Wow.
See, this is why no one
for
should.
letting me read.
Top 10
This is a living example
reciters
of
of all time.
Inhuman.
Mary.
Thanks for letting me read. I know that was long. I'm sorry.
Mary.
No,
In
no,
top 10
no.
always exists Mary.
This is
That
a living
is some
example.
kind of writing that is strange and beautifully amazing and so
This is really
Maddie,
you're a living example of how no one should want to be a poet if they're born one, and everything do everything to take care of the soul you were born with to survive the shit that you don't have to write. You need to just be.
Yeah, she doesn't
more
even try. She
courageous
doesn't even
than
try.
all
It
life
just
can
flows
fuck
out
you
of
with.
her.
And just
flows out
keep
of the
doing it. You
spirit.
don't have to write this. You got CPs.
It just
you got-
flows out. It just
doesn't write shit down.
like
He
she's on
just
an
transcribes
echelon.
what
On
his
an
soul is
echelon.
not lying about.
All right, look. Let's just wrap this up. We'll take this to the cipher after real quick. We'll take it to the cipher because I know. Listen, I know, right? I tried to tell y'all what Maddie was about to do. I tried to tell you, but Maddie is that type of energy, right? Like there's so many things in what Maddie just said. When you're acting like a torrent, right? A particle collider, right? Removed from the carnage, but there again, right? You are, in fact, a detonator yourself, right? I dreamt I was a constellation. I dreamt firework and woke up to find a detonator. What? Hangs from the moon like a trapeze swinger? Tune the heart to the tone of the gun kickback? I volunteer. This is my detonator, right? Tell me how you detonate. Show me your destruction. I'm the cripple crawling out of Chernobyl with tears. Girls like me ask, you seen God yet? I am result of annihilation. You can detonate landmines with your language. With your language. Appreciate you, Maddie, for coming through and wrecking shop to close us up this evening. Listen, folks, you have been rocking with the greatest community in the world. Told you, and they proved it to you yet again. Make sure you are plugging in with all things New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Plug in, get yourself some merch, represent in your side of the world, wherever you are. Let them know that you are a member of the greatest community in the world. Thank y'all for rocking with us. I have been your host. My name is Elemental. We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agadim. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it's truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, y'all. Peace. Bless.